While most CEOs chased profits, Jeff Bezos chased efficiency. It wasn't luck that made Amazon unstoppable, it was discipline, systems, and an obsession with removing friction from everything he touched. In every business cycle, there's one founder who rewrites the operating system of capitalism itself. For the industrial age, it was Henry Ford. For the digital age, it was Jeff Bezos. This is how he did it, and how you can install the same mindset in your own life. The beginning, a man obsessed with patterns. In 1994, Jeff Bezos was 30 years old, working on Wall Street at a hedge fund called D.E. Shaw. He was already successful, a brilliant analyst, earning six figures, with a clear career path. Then one day, he stumbled on a statistic that changed everything. The internet was growing at 2,300% per year. Most people would glance at that number and move on. Bezos couldn't stop thinking about it. He printed it out. He ran models. He asked himself one question: what could exist in a world growing that fast? He called it his regret minimization framework. At 80 years old, he wanted to minimize the regrets he'd have. And the biggest regret, he decided, would be not trying to build something on that exponential curve. So he quit his job, packed his car with his wife Mackenzie, and drove from New York to Seattle. Along the way, he wrote the first draft of Amazon's business plan on a laptop in the passenger seat. He picked books as the starting point because they were easy to ship, came in standard sizes, and had endless variety. But even from day one, Bezos told investors something radical: we're not just selling books. We're building a company that sells everything. The garage days, systems over chaos. Amazon started in a rented garage. A door-turn desk, 2 computers, a bell that rang every time an order came in. Bezos wasn't just a dreamer, he was an engineer of process. He measured everything: how long it took to print a shipping label, how many steps it took to pack a box, how fast an employee could tape one shut. Every improvement was logged, tested, and repeated. He built the culture around a single idea: speed compounds. If you can do something 10% faster every week, the difference over a year is exponential. That mindset, small efficiencies stacked endlessly, became Amazon's DNA. He once told an employee, "If I have a choice between making a customer happy or saving money, I'll do both." That sounds impossible, but that's what efficiency does. It removes the need to choose. The flywheel, engineering momentum. In 2001, Bezos sketched a circle on a napkin. It looked simple, almost childish. He called it the flywheel. Here's how it worked: lower prices attract more customers. More customers attract more sellers. More sellers create more variety and lower costs. Lower costs lead back to lower prices. It's a feedback loop, a self-reinforcing machine that gets faster with every turn. Most companies push growth with marketing. Amazon pulled growth with systems. Bezos later said, "Our job is to build a flywheel that spins so fast, competitors can't even step into the wind." The brilliance of the flywheel is that it's not built on motivation or luck, it's built on design. Once it's moving, it feeds itself. That's how Amazon survived what came next. The crash, efficiency under fire. The year 2000. The dot-com bubble bursts. Stock prices collapse. Thousands of online startups vanish overnight. Amazon loses 90% of its market value. Investors call it a scam. The media says the company will die before Christmas. Bezos doesn't panic. He writes a memo to his team. "We are not .com. We are a real company." Instead of cutting costs, he reinvests. He pours money into warehouses, logistics, and technology. He hires engineers when everyone else is laying them off. He knew something the market didn't: recessions kill the weak and strengthen the efficient. While competitors slashed budgets, Bezos automated. He replaced manual work with software. He turned warehouses into living algorithms, sensors tracking every movement, workers guided by scanners that calculated the fastest route to pick a product. In the short term, it looked crazy. In the long term, it made Amazon invincible. The hidden system, AWS. By 2003, Amazon's engineers were struggling with something unexpected. Their own software infrastructure was too complex. Every new feature required building the same tools again and again: databases, storage, servers. So they built a universal internal platform to host it all, a toolkit for Amazon developers. It worked so well that other companies asked to use it. Bezos said yes. That internal system became Amazon Web Services, or AWS. Today, AWS powers Netflix, Spotify, NASA, and even the CIA. It earns more profit than all of Amazon's retail business combined. That's efficiency in its purest form, turning your internal process into a product. Bezos built a second empire inside the first one, without even meaning to. The philosophy, day one. Bezos has a phrase he repeats like a mantra, day one. He says Amazon must always think and act as if it's day one of the company, small, hungry, and obsessed with the customer. Because day two, as he puts it, is stasis, followed by irrelevance, followed by excruciating, painful decline. This mindset explains every Amazon move that seemed insane to outsiders. Free shipping when no one else dared. Investing billions in Prime delivery. Launching Alexa before anyone believed in voice computing. Failing with the Fire Phone and still coming back stronger. Every experiment is part of the operating system. Learn fast, adapt faster, never stop. The dark side, pressure as fuel. But efficiency has a dark twin, pressure. Inside Amazon, workers describe a relentless culture. Performance metrics down to the second. Algorithms that decide who's too slow. Emails sent at 2 a.m., expecting replies before dawn. Bezos once said, "You can work long, hard, or smart, but at Amazon, you can't choose to." Critics call it brutal. Supporters call it disciplined. Either way, it works, because it's consistent with the same rule that governs everything Bezos touches: remove friction, whatever the cost. For Bezos, the goal isn't comfort, it's evolution. He believes friction is the rust of business. If you can eliminate it, you create infinite scale. And that's exactly what Amazon did. The empire expands, efficiency becomes innovation. By the 2010s, Amazon was no longer a store. It was an ecosystem. Kindle changed publishing. Prime changed logistics. AWS changed the internet. And Alexa changed how humans interact with machines. Each innovation followed the same playbook: simplify, systemize, scale. Bezos often said, "Our success is a function of how many experiments we do per year, per month, per day." That's the secret rhythm of Amazon, a company built not on one big idea, but on thousands of tiny, controlled experiments that compound over time. Bezos turned curiosity into a system. He turned iteration into an operating principle. That's why Amazon feels alive, because every part of it is designed to keep learning. The legacy, efficiency as philosophy. In 2021, Bezos stepped down as CEO. He'd built one of the largest companies in human history. But his influence didn't end with Amazon. He left behind a framework, a way of thinking about success that goes far beyond e-commerce. He calls it customer obsession, but at its core, it's efficiency turned spiritual. For Bezos, success isn't about working harder. It's about designing systems that make success inevitable. He once said, "We don't make money when we sell things. We make money when we help customers make better decisions." That's a profound statement. It means value is created not by the transaction, but by the reduction of friction in the human experience. That philosophy explains everything from Prime to AWS to Blue Origin. Each project is an efficiency problem, whether it's shopping, computing, or space travel. The lessons: installing the success operating system. From Jeff Bezos, we extract 4 key lessons that form the backbone of the success operating system. Lesson 1: systems beat goals. Goals are temporary. Systems endure. Don't chase achievements, build repeatable processes that make those achievements automatic. If you have a system that consistently creates small wins, success becomes inevitable. Lesson 2: obsess over friction. Every delay, every confusion, every unnecessary step is a leak in your growth. Identify what slows you down, then automate, delegate, or delete it. Frictionless design isn't about speed, it's about freedom. Lesson 3: stay in day one. Complacency is the silent killer of success. When you start believing you've made it, you stop evolving. Approach every new project, every new customer, every new day like it's your first. Lesson 4: think long-term, act daily. Bezos built Amazon on a 30-year horizon, but executed it one day at a time. He famously said, "If we have a good quarter, it's because of work we did 3 years ago." Success compounds when patience meets daily action. These 4 rules: systems, friction, day one, and long-term thinking, are not just business tactics. They're universal operating principles for life. The reflection: reprogramming your own mind. Here's the truth: you already run an operating system. Every habit, routine, and decision you make runs on it. The question is, did you design it, or did the world install it for you? Bezos built his deliberately. Every belief, every policy, every hire was a line of code in his mental software. You can do the same. Ask yourself, what's my flywheel? What activity, if improved slightly every day, would make everything else easier? Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's your communication. Maybe it's your product. Whatever it is, build the loop, then keep it spinning. That's how efficiency becomes freedom. The future, beyond Bezos. Today, Amazon is worth more than $1 trillion. Bezos himself has stepped into new territories: space with Blue Origin, sustainability with Bezos Earth Fund, and media with the Washington Post. But his deeper legacy isn't rockets or retail. It's the mindset that turned complexity into clarity. It's the belief that small efficiencies, stacked relentlessly, can change the world. And that's the secret most people miss. Success isn't a goal to chase. It's a system to install. Jeff Bezos didn't just build Amazon. He built the mindset that built Amazon. Efficiency wasn't his strategy, it was his identity. If you can think like that, not in terms of tasks, but systems, not in terms of moments, but momentum, you can turn almost any dream into a machine that runs on its own. Because success isn't random. It runs on systems. Welcome to the Success Operating System.